Let's talk about the web technologies that are used to develop each of these web application layer. For front end, we use HTML. The HTML is used to create the UI markup. That means a HTML markup decides how your UI should look, which button should go where, and which section should go where you need to display your navigation bar, where you need to put your images, and all these things are decided by the HTML. For client-side computation or for front-end logic, we use JavaScript. So JavaScript gives your HTML pages some dynamic behavior. So this means if I click on a button, I can use my JavaScript to make some things happen. So let's say on a click of a button, I want to show a pop-up. Then JavaScript can be used there. Then we use CSS. The CSS is used to give your HTML markup some style. So if you only use HTML without CSS, then your UI will look like this. But if you use CSS, then you can improve your user experience by creating some nice UI like this. So these are the core technologies that are used to design and build your front end. Apart from these core technologies, there are a lot of framework out there in the market that makes your job easier to build your front end. One of such framework is React, which is a very popular framework to build your front end. React was used to build the Facebook front end, and later Facebook open sourced the React framework, and since then this is the most popular front end framework out there in the market. Similar to React, we have Angular from Google, which also kind of gives you the same flexibility to design and build your front end. We also have Vue.js, which is one more framework to build and design your front end. And the list goes on. There are tons and tons of front end framework out there in the market, each with their own features and capabilities. Now let's talk about backend. To build your backend, you can use Java, which is again a widely popular language, and it's been there since ages, and it's so much mature that you can do almost everything with Java. Then we have Node.js, which is based on JavaScript. So if you know JavaScript, then you can build your front end as well and your back end as well. We also have Go language, which is getting popular with each day, and this has its own unique features, and you can use Go language to build your back end as well. We also have PHP, and it's also a mature framework or mature language, and it's been there since ages. Most of the blogs that you see out there, they are based on WordPress, which uses PHP as their server-side language. Then we have Python. So Python can also be used to design your backend APIs or to design your backend logic. We have Ruby on Rails as well. And again, here as well, the list goes on. There are so many languages out there and you can choose any one of them. Now let's talk about our database technologies. The database technologies can be of two types, the SQL database or NoSQL database. The SQL database stores your data in a tabular format where you can have relationship with multiple tables as well, where NoSQL database stores your data in JSON format. Now MySQL here is a SQL database and is widely popular. It's open source as well, so you can start using it in your projects. Similar to MySQL, we have PostgreSQL, which is also a SQL database, and this is also a open source database. Then we have Oracle, which is again a widely popular database and is being used by most of the big organizations because of its capability to handle large data. We also have SQL Server from Microsoft, which is a competition to Oracle. Now let's talk about some of the NoSQL database. So we have MongoDB. So MongoDB stores your data in JSON format rather than in tabular format, and this one also is a popular database. Then we have Redis, which is a cache based database. So this means it stores your data in a cache. So The input output operation in a Redis database is much faster than any of the other database, but it comes with its own cost. So there are tons of database technologies out there and you can pick any of these technologies. Now in this video we have only talked about the generic web technologies which can be used to build any web application. Now in the next video we will be discussing about the Salesforce web technologies, like if you want to create your front end on Salesforce platform, then which technologies do you need, how you can create your backend in Salesforce. So let's talk about that in the next video.